Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz. My name is Tanay Tiwari, and the news that we are bringing to you right now is not really great news. The fifth test match between England and India that was to be played at the Old Trafford in Manchester has now been called off. We'll get more clarity on this from Harsha Bhogle. Harsha is joining us. Welcome, Harsha. And it's been that kind of a morning. Lots of back and forth. Lots of first the fact that maybe the day was being called off, and now the test match being called off.
I mean, you think you've seen it all, isn't it? When you've had a long career, you think you've seen it all. And then something else happens to suggest you actually haven't seen anything at all. But yes, lots of back and forth. I can understand why the players were concerned because these symptoms take time to manifest. I mean, the fact that the physio tested positive a few days after he came into contact with someone, assuming that, or indeed that he tested positive after having tested negative. I think the players are worried that what if on the second or third day of the test match, someone starts showing symptoms. And I think in these peculiar circumstances that we live in, I don't think there is an option. I mean, I was thinking about it yesterday as well. I said, how can the game go on? What if the game goes on and 2 days later, someone like a Rishabh Pant tests positive? The England players should be concerned too. And the fact that someone within the team has not only tested positive, it can't be a false positive. He's shown symptoms. And therefore, there's a pretty decent likelihood that some of the players would have got it. I mean, it's exactly what happened. I mean, this is exactly what happened when England were in South Africa. All the requirements were met, airport requirements were met, but they were uncertain about what would happen if one of them contracted it. At that time, players had not contracted it. There was someone in the hotel had contracted it. So this fear exists everywhere. And these are strange times that we live in. I mean, I'd be disappointed if people say that people are putting IPL ahead of that. I think that would be disrespecting the urge of a team that has fought, that's one of the flag bearers of playing test match cricket. I think today India is in the forefront of protecting test match cricket. So it would be a bit, I'd be a bit disappointed if people said that this was to protect the IPL.
Absolutely, and this is a team that has gone to Australia, stayed in very strict bio bubbles, served very strict quarantines. So you're right. I mean, to call them as perhaps prioritizing IPL will not perhaps be the best of representations of Indian cricket. But the England cricket statement that came out first, Harsha, said that India had forfeited the match. And then they edited that line. They said that it was a mistake and they're working things out with the BCCI to perhaps host this test match next year when India tours for the white ball leg. But that's going to be difficult as well because the Future Tours program as it is are cramped because of COVID. How do you see that happening?
They might have to rejig a little bit because India are there anyway to play 6 games. And they might just have to rejig the rest of their itinerary. See, the thing is, India's pretty good at living in chaos. And I think India is very good at thinking on its feet because of the circumstances. I'm not sure England are very good at that. So it is definitely a possibility. But look, at this moment, we are still figuring out the exact reasons. I would be very, very wary of apportioning blame to somebody. I think these are very unusual circumstances that we live in. Look, India cancelled the IPL at one point. India agreed to play in Sri Lanka. Even though India barely had 10, 11 people, India agreed to play. So I don't even doubt India's commitment to play. But these are just ridiculous times. So we've got to accept that these are times we live in and move on. So the moment I heard that India were not keen to play because of the symptomatic positive test in my mind, I was clear that the test match cannot go on.
These are the signs of times that we live in. It was such a great series. It was poised to end so well at Manchester. India were 2-1 ahead, and it seemed like they were heading towards a great test series win. But all of that now is put to a standstill as things stand right now because this test match has been called off. It may be played next year. There's still no clarity on that. We'll get you clarity as and when we get it. Stay tuned to Cricbuzz for more. Thank you so much, Harsha, for joining us. That's all that we have for you on this update.